Good evening, viewers. My name is Nasir Abdulquadri, and happy subsidy. That's on a lighter note. Yeah, a lot of people have been talking about subsidy and the subsidy removal. And we all know why we are having subsidy in the first place. Of course, subsidy, in my own interpretation as an economist, is a way of compensating us for ineffectiveness and inefficiency of government, or because the government could not make our refineries work, and they will have to export our crude oils to be refined abroad, then imported back to us, and the matter of landing cost. So, which gives a very huge margin from what could have been if we are refining at home, and the government decided to say no, it is not the citizens' fault that we are not refining, it's because we cannot do it, and decided to compensate Nigerians. So along the line, in the process of compensation, some unscrupulous elements in governments and private sector connived again against Nigeria and started stealing the money. They increased the barrel of crude oil consumption. They exaggerated it so that to give allowance for enough funds to be stolen. That's one. And they're from 365 billion in 2007-8. It's entered 1 point something trillion in 2012. And today, we are paying nothing less than 2-3 trillion on subsidy. So, and by their own confession to the government that knows best, they believe that some people are stealing it. But unfortunately, they cannot fight these people. So instead, it has to be removed and pushed back to Nigerians. And we're not the one that couldn't fix the refinery. We're not the one that are stealing the funds of subsidy, but yet we have to pay for it. But my argument this afternoon is that it's not the fact that maybe they remove subsidy. Of course, we are told they have been borrowing money to even support subsidy. That's very bad. I mean, borrowing money to finance consumption, borrowing money to compensate for ineffectiveness and inefficiency. Then we are going so low. Then the Nigeria might extinct if it continues this trend. But governments to never think that they're doing us favor by removing subsidy. I don't want them to see it that way. And Nigeria should not accept it as a favor because they are removing subsidy. They should see it as a double tragedy on Nigerians. And the only way we need responsible and responsive government. If this fund is removed, how do they compensate for Nigerians? How do they make it up for them? Because Nigeria has been so battered, the Yaluku or Yakulu in the village, she doesn't understand anything about subsidy. She doesn't even know any subsidy exists. The only thing she knows is that every day she enters bike, motorcycle from her home to her shop, 50 naira. And the second day, they say it's 250. And she asked why. They said they have removed subsidy. She couldn't understand. They said that the subsidy will be given palliative, that they will do road, they will do infrastructure. She doesn't understand. She said she has been living in that village for the past 50 years of her life. There was no light, except the borehole some individual gave them. So she doesn't know why she should be paying more. And this palliative, how does it get to them? That's where the physiological needs comes in. The government must take care of the grassroots, the people in the village that are supplying the society the kind of food we want, the kind of thing that we eat. So it has to be done. So the transport system, the government, if they should subsidize transport system, and people have been asking me how. There's not anyhow, just make it massive. Massive availability of transport system. It could be rail, it could be road, and everything that make it easier for people to move from one location to the other. Once this is done, and the energy should be done. So when we make massive transportation easy, it's very easy for people to go to work. It's very easy for people to go to their businesses. It's very easy for people to go to market, to go and patronize. It's very easy for people to do transaction. And at the end of the day, we are going to have aggregate demand and supply, and the economy will be buoyant because of that. So there must be proper attention. So the only way they can do mass transportation system is for each state and local government to partner to do PPP. We have private partnership where they talk to some individual and make it available at a very low cost where the government can make it easy. Subsidy must be in a way that make it easy for people to go to work. When people talk about subsidy, subsidy comes in different forms. It's not just about fuel subsidy. Look at the kind of subsidy the government gave. The free interest loan by the government is subsidy. But you look at the kind of subsidy that happened the last time that I wanted to give farmers. That, okay, the farmers should get loan as low as 5%. And then thousands of people apply for this and they couldn't get it because some individuals that are butchers started having interest. Wherever there's money, the butchers always have interest and they take it all. Everything that's supposed to belong to the public. So it's a Pareto optimality. So what I'm saying to the government, we have to be emotionally responsible and intelligent enough to understand that Nigerians might not be able to come out and say protest because they are weakened. The COVID-19 just went away, the cashless, every policy that they strike, everything. So the new government has enormous tasks to do, and they have to be compassionate. Don't come to us with logic. Don't tell us about market forces. Don't tell us about classical economics. We need case. We need a situation whereby if we push this boundary so far, the socialism is going to erupt. And it will now manifest the popular say that capitalism carries its own seed of destruction. Otherwise, there will be a serious protest unless the attention is paid to the grassroots and will make life easier for them. 3 things that must be done. Education must be enhanced at the grassroots level. The quality of education at primary and secondary school, where people will not have to pay heavily for private school in order to educate their children. Let education be free or almost free at the grassroots level. Then surplus food supply. Let there be security so that the farmers can produce more and they can make more food available in the society. So transportation, then, as we said, massive transportation and tax cuts is another subsidy. Let's give the SME owners a kind of tax break where they are able to concentrate on what they're doing. And again, government should intensify, grow our own thing and let us buy our own thing. Let us do less on importation. If government have a program where they can encourage the youth, the SME owner to produce, to wear our own clothes, to wear our own asofi, to wear our own ankara, or to produce our own food, to feed ourselves, then I think Nigeria will be better for it. So by and large, subsidy or no subsidy, subsidy is gone. Like President rightly said, is gone. Even if they want to reverse it, there's no money to pay for it. If you insist, then they have to borrow to do it. Then what we are fighting for is that government should be compassionate. They should make life easier. They should quickly compensate Nigerians because it's not our fault that the refinery is not working. It's not our fault that they are stealing the money. And then we are entitled to good life from our government. My name is Nasir Abdulquadri. Thank you.